Youpah's car, okay, maybe it's quite intelligent, but it's deliberately put its fuel setting back to lean when he never asked it to do. Oh, no,
yeah,
thanks
for the...
Oh. No, that could put Youpah under pressure.
I've done Rich a bit much.
Yeah, that's the problem. Looking at his tyres, which are not in a great shape.
We have seen in the past they alternate. Putting Rich on straights and then going back to slash lean.
Oh, what does Youpah do here? Because if he's going to make a pit stop, it has to be soon.
Mika Finn is 8 seconds behind the rest of that last podium and he's not catching it.
Oh, Youpah gives them all a kiss there. He hasn't burnt up all his curves, that was careless. The rest are putting the pressure on Youpah, and surely Mika Finn with his fresh rubber would well be putting the pressure on Paul de Resta. Youpah's gone past the pits.
Stable, actually.
It's the thing, Youpah is getting into the territory where he's committed. There'll only be 3 laps after this one. It's not de Resta behind Youpah. Youpah's going to miss that. No, just about makes the apex.
No.
Well, what state are de Resta's tyres in then? Surely he must be struggling.
Well, Scott is finding grip where we just didn't think there was. And he's able to get more life out of these tyres.
Cam messes up that sector. It needs to be perfect, otherwise Mika Finn's going to close this gap down.
It was 8.5, now 7.0.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Youpah after this lap still has 3 to go. He's in a Lotus, which the shoes claim is a second a lap slower than the McLaren. He's deep there. Does the Resta think about it? No, the Resta does not. The Resta appears to be still there. Youpah able to lean on those tyres, so they haven't gone up yet, but Mika Finn is closing.
Oh, he's also touching walls as well.
Didn't need to let the car run that deep. He was worried that maybe the tyres would cry enough, but so far they're lasting. Whether they're going quickly enough. Deeper into turn 1 there. Leaving time on the table, and it's helping the Finn close up. Ran wide on turn 2 there.
Down that last sector. He's doing more than that.
Yeah, down these straights you want that power. Oh, Youpah thought the rear was going to go there. Is that the first warning from his tyres? It's a big chunk of curb, and it's going to be the traction zones where it's going to be the biggest problem.
And for the first time I can see Force India.
There's been warned for corner cutting, but they haven't had many warnings for corner cutting in this race, so probably got plenty hard. No, of course.
So first sector he's really bringing them back.
Well, that would say that the Mercedes power in the back of that McLaren is helping Mika Finn along here.
This might be the driver.
Well, how many corners are there really in that first sector to make the difference?
Let's see what you can do in the second sector.
Oh, well, Mark Webber now leads this race by 30 seconds as he sets the fastest lap. And of course, Youpah has a 10-second penalty, but his team are protesting it.
Well, Rickman could be on the podium anyhow.
This Lotus seems quite kind with its tyres. They
Well,
finally found.
That was he clawed 1 second back in the first sector, and then I suppose he did use Rich. Maybe that's the difference. But this rate he won't. He needs 2 seconds for that.
Oh, Youpah deep in there. Oh, he's going to push it. The rear tried to go. He was out in the runoff area. The rear tried to go. Youpah handled it as he's handled it throughout the race. Only really one major mistake. The rest are on the outside. Paul the rest are trying to take Youpah's second place.
And this could be Mika Finn's moment, because of course if they battle then that would cost them time.
Oh, the
And
rest
he's
of
right up
Youpah
with them,
squeezing.
almost.
Oh, Youpah really struggling through
With
there.
a purple.
Oh, so yeah, and that was a combination of two things, and Youpah's dropped to 34 seconds on the lead. Paul the rest are. And
This
Youpah's
could be
out
the
wide.
Scots moment. Surely is. Oh, Mika Finn's
Oh.
going to touch him now. No.
What happened there? What happened to the rest? Youpah's out wide. No point fighting that. You've got no tyres. And now the pack is coming for Youpah. With a lap and a half to go.
Now has that cost Mika Finn the chance to get the rest? The rest are going to come second here. And is
Surely
Mika Finn
not.
gonna
It's
get-
not good enough to.
Is Mika Finn going to get too obsessed with this crash and forget what his ultimate goal is?
12 seems so pathetic when you're in a McLaren, but that's the rules.
He uses the
Oh,
rules.
Youpah nearly loses it! Oh, this is a
He's
scary
going for
ride.
it. Can he get it slowed down? No, he can't. The rest are back through, surely. But then Mika Finn surely's no DRS.
Oh, Youpah has to keep correcting the
Oh,
car.
Mika Finn into the wall here.
Oh, he's not home and dry yet. Youpah's lost a couple of places.
He retakes that second place.
Well, Youpah trying to curse it up. That's all he's got.
He
That's
passed
back,
it
hello.
there. I
Oh,
did think it was pushing it, taking these tyres.
back hello in the runoff area. Youpah, he wasn't using the rich mix down that straight. That's silly using Perez as a brake pedal.
Oh, out deep. The rest is not done yet.
You shouldn't have been trying to use Perez as a brake pedal there because any contact can send your car spinning. He's having to tiptoe
Mark
through
Webber
there
wins the Korean Grand Prix.
by a country mile. Youpah doesn't trust his tyres anymore. Oh, it looked good for a while. That was too much curb. Youpah's lost it.
Yeah,
A collision, that's a collision, and
you've
that's
got no
Vettel.
grip. You cannot go take any curb.
The gamble has not worked for Youpah. He's going to be
It's
12.
always better to be conservative around this Korean circuit. Sometimes it, for some reason, it is a tyre. Mika Finn comes home.
But Youpah was half a lap from getting the 6th place. So, but he took far too much curve there. Oh, that's Maldonado.
And he has no front wing.
Well, that's because he collided with Youpah and Youpah's forced him off. Maldonado will not be particularly happy with him.
But
Oh, and Youpah's hit the
weirdly
wall.
Doesn't get a penalty for that.
Yeah, I think the protest is going to be meaningless because he's going to finish with a damaged front wing there, or damaged nose cone. He's going to finish 11th anyway. And goes Mika Finn second, a distant second.
The second order less, he beat Lewis Hamilton.
Where is Lewis Hamilton?
Well, as soon as he didn't take the lead at the start, the chance to control Webber, it's actually 12th. Had gone and
Well, that's
Hamilton-
why he's beaten Lewis Hamilton, because Hamilton didn't finish.
Well, maybe he was caught up in that.
Maybe it was him who Youpah hit. If we could view replay, I believe this is where the incident happened,
Yeah.
and it is Vettel. Oh, and does he spin into Hamilton? It does. It does look as though he did.
Then having to take a poison action.
And then Mika Finn trying to see it at that point. Vettel spins
Looked like he was
out.
going to Penny just as well.
So Youpah knew nothing about the attempt to
And
pass
Schumacher
him
was
there.
running a good fifth. So he can help with this as well.
The question I have to pose is, what is Vettel doing that wide? Youpah is always going to try and turn his car back onto the racing line. So I still disagree with the penalty because the only place Youpah is going to try and get is back onto the race line. Okay, he's deep on entry, but Vettel is not passing him on the correct racing line. He's going wide as well, and I just don't see how that's Youpah's fault. I'd almost argue Vettel drives into him.
Well,
There is Mika Finn celebrating his second place.
so he kept going too deep with her. So let's go to rest his bird.
Yeah, right.
Let's focus on Mika Finn, who has met the requirement.
The relatively easy requirement, considering he was in the McLaren.